Well, guys, we are about to get started. I'm finishing up this A&M fitting install, and then we're going to have a little bit something special to go over today. So stay tuned to JWClassicVW. All right. Today we're going to be covering the rest of the install of the Dash 8 A&M fitting setup that I have for my breather system, which a lot of you guys are liking because I'm getting a lot of views. After that, we're going to go ahead and talk about Goose's fuel system. Goose is my 1956 oval window ragtop, if you guys didn't know. Goose, my baby. And this is the General Goose, the engine. So like I was saying, after we do the rest of the install on the Dash 8 A&M fitting setup for my breather system, we're going to go ahead and go into the fuel system that Goose has. There's been quite a few different modifications made to this fuel system, including a fuel gauge, which in 1956 they didn't have it. Well, they didn't have a traditional fuel gauge. You had like a wood stick that you could stick in there and check your fuel, which was, I'm sure, awesome to have to do that and start a campfire. To the electric fuel pump that I have installed, along with a fuel regulator and a bunch of different fittings. All of this is going to be listed in the description below, so if you guys are interested in any of this stuff, check it out. As a disclaimer, I am an Amazon affiliate, so anything that you purchase in the description below through one of my links, I get a little bit of kickback. So thank you, and thank you for supporting the channel. Now let's go ahead and check out the rest of this install on the Dash 8 A&M fittings. Okay, we're up at the bench now again, and we're going to be removing the existing valve cover outlet for the breather system. You guys see this? I'm going to have a bunch of these lying around now, and we're going to be replacing it with the Dash 8 fitting. Yeah, that was me. Whoa. There it goes. Yeah. Let's open this bad boy up and see where we are. There we go. Perfect. Seal it up. Take a look and see how this fits compared to the other stuff. Oh yeah, that might actually not need any kind of trimming. That's pretty good. Oh, nope. We're gonna have to trim something. Dang it. Everything needs to be trimmed. Alright, cool. So I'll be right back after I wash this out, guys, and then we'll get to the hacksaw. Yeah. Alright, guys. As you can see, I've got the, I went ahead and just cut the the nut in half, and then I sealed it up with some silicone. And that should do it. Got one more side to do, and then we should be ready to move into the engine compartment and get that all buttoned up at the breather boxes. So I'll see you guys in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other one knocked out and installed. Since we cut one of these nuts in half, we're good on the other side. I've already got one made for it. Yeah. So see you guys in a minute. All right. All right, so here's the breather line coming into the valve cover. Turned out pretty good. I was kind of a little worried about the hard 90, but the way that I have it cut into the back of the tin, it actually just goes up the way it should, which is really cool. Because it's kind of it just goes right up. There's no kink in the line or anything, so that's awesome. Worked out really well. Yeah. All right, let's move over to the other side. I'll show you guys the other side. Sorry about the shaky cam, guys. These are these tough angles. I'm probably gonna need 2 hands. I was having a hard time with 2 hands before. Alright, give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. I got it. It just took messing around a little bit with it. I might want to wrap that in some heat shielding because it's pretty close to the exhaust, but I should be able to kick it up a little bit. Kick it up a little bit, keep it off the exhaust. See what I mean? Like up like that a little bit. Cool. Yeah, man. When it hits this, it's not like it's pinching, so that's good. You guys really can't probably see that from here, but maybe I can show you from the inside. We'll take a look and see. Okay, so you can see from the top that there's no kink there. It just comes right up over, and it'll come right into this 90 over here once I get it plumbed up. I'm going to take care of that real quick. Put you guys on the stand so you can see that. Okay, just like with all the other ones, go ahead and put our 90 on here first. See how she fits. That one fits pretty good, actually. And we'll plumb up the line, kind of figure out where it needs to go. Right about there. We need to cut it right about here. It's all the little details of a custom install. Okay, so I also found that that I was able to take a lighter and kind of singe off the hose here, you know, melt it down because this is a nylon hose. That helped with the frame quite a bit. I'm sure you could also use something else, but the lighter seemed to do the job. Just pushes over, remember? Only with the Dash 8 is it so friendly. You're doing fuel lines with that Dash 6, you're going to be over the vise doing most of all that because it's a pain in the butt. A little bit of white lithium grease. I take that and I put it on, get this thing to focus, put it on the threads and the actual ferrule end. That's all you need. You don't need a ton on there. As you're turning it in, it will spread. No rush, man. Just take your time. This is my very last one. I got something else I need to do, but this is the very last hose that we're building. Going out to the little car show we have in Kima tonight. I was going to try to make it to a car show this morning, but it just wasn't going to happen, not with having to still finish this. There we go. Good. Good, good. Awesome, man. Very cool. I have a few little dress-up things I want to do to kind of finish it off, but yeah, man, that's awesome. It looks good. Where's that 22 mil wrench at? Oh, where'd you go, man? With the T-fitting here, the way that this is penetrating inside of the oil fill, I want to go ahead and trim off some of this extra in there. Let me see if I can show that to you guys real quick. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but let's take a look. Yeah, you can. See how far that comes in to the oil fill itself? I want to kind of make that a little more flush. So we're going to go ahead and take off these two lines. Take off these two lines here, and then pull off the oil fill and then fix that. Okay, guys, as you can see, as soon as this thing decides to focus, focus, I went ahead and cut it down quite a bit, actually, but I don't need a whole lot of threads going through the oil fill. Only need a little bit, and then I cleaned it up at the end. I'm going to go ahead and use I have some liquid Loctite. This is made for fittings like this. 592. Loctite 592. And I'll use this instead because one of my handy dandy YouTubers pointed out that we don't want, hey Jay, we don't want to have anything going down inside the engine, do we? And you're right, we don't. So let's adjust this a little bit to help out what you guys seen. The rethread. How about that? Yeah. Nice and clear, huh? So a little bit of liquid stuff up on here. You don't need a ton, but you want enough to where it coats the threads. And the good thing about this is you can clean it off because I can actually reach inside of here. As soon as it decides to start threading. There we go. Very good. Use this monster here. Turn it over. A little bit more. A little bit more. We want it right about. Yeah, right about there. That's good. And let's see. Oh yeah, man, that's pretty flush on the inside. Let me show you guys. I cut it just straight. Way better, dude. Way better. Well, you guys still can't see? Let me zoom you in a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, you can see. It just barely goes through. That's perfect. Way better than this chunk. That chunk was down inside there. Alright guys, we'll be back in a minute. Get this back installed in the car. Alright guys, I'm going to give you a really good shot of everything before I put the deck lid back on so that you can see. I found that you can kind of see it on the edge here. I use a little bit of Velcro to make up the difference there. There's a little cleaning up to do here and there, but overall it turned out really well. Alright guys, we are underneath the fuel tank now, and you can see there is the reserve tank lever and valve, And from there, it's 5mm, because on the stock Volkswagen, there's a 5mm fuel line that runs down to the Carter electric fuel pump. Now, the Carter electric fuel pump, which is really hard to focus on, apparently. Let me try to get this camera in a better position. Okay, maybe that's better, I don't know. Okay. So the fuel line, the 5mm fuel line comes across, and I use a couple brass transitions here. It's a reducer where you go from, and it's a barbed reducer. And all these parts, guys, I will link in the description below. Some of them are available on Amazon, some of them are not. You can get the fuel pump, the Carter fuel pump, through a couple of different places. The cheapest place that I found was actually aircooled.net. So I will link that in the description below. Go ahead and do your own shopping around, though, because those prices fluctuate. So from the 5mm line, it goes to a 5/16 line into the Carter fuel pump. And I'm thinking about adding a fuel filter here before the fuel pump. I think that's probably a good idea. What do you guys think? I have 2 fuel filters. The tank has a sock installed in it, so that's also there. So out of the fuel pump, it once again goes 5/16 line to another brass coupler to the 5mm stock line, and then it goes back into the stock fuel line that runs through, the metal fuel line that runs through the chassis itself. So far, I've had no issues with volume, the amount of fuel that I'm getting back to my carburetors. But I will have to run a, sorry about the bounciness, guys, run a secondary line. Well, I'm going to run brand new lines through the tunnel whenever I do the fuel injection, which is coming probably early 2020, guys. All right. Very cool. All right, guys. Well, here's the fuel system at the back of the engine. You can see that I'm using the existing fuel line, the metal fuel line that runs inside of the chassis itself. And then I got a transition from the original 5mm line where it goes to the 5/16 line, and then to the fuel filter. And right here is where the transition happens from the 5/16 line. I have a barb fitting that goes to a -6 A&N, and this is where it meets the A&M system for the fuel. See if I can get back in here a little bit more. And that's where it goes up and transitions into the engine compartment. Yeah, there's a lot of hose clamps going on here. Someday I'll run a line all the way through for the -6, but I haven't done that yet. You can also see my Rancho transmission here, Pro Street, with the beefed up aluminum side cover. And you can see the breather line that's about to be replaced. Yeah! Alright. I'm hoping that everything works the way that I have planned. We will see. Cool. Now let's go up to the engine compartment and I will show you where this line comes into the fuel regulator for the General's fuel delivery system. Good stuff. Alright guys, be right back. So it's a little difficult to see, but this is the back of the engine where I have both the breather line and the fuel line coming through. And right here, you guys can see that. Bring the light in a little bit better. That curved line right there, that is the fuel line that rides on the top. And it comes over across the bottom, and it comes up to the very bottom of the fuel regulator. And here's the fuel regulator for you guys. And at the fuel regulator, it tees out to both my left side carburetor, which goes down around, comes back up, and then goes into the side of the IDF. You have to get the right kind of fitting to be able to do that with the Dash 6. I'll link that information down in the description below for you guys. It's all, I can't remember if I got those. I think I got them on eBay, actually. So, you know, you're going to have to source those. I'll see if I can find them, but I'll put the right kind that you need on there. And this is my breather line coming up through to the breather box. And you can see that, I'm going to lay it up for you guys. Not really too much. You can see, whoa, let's go this way. So you can see where the, I trimmed the fitting at the very edge to get that to go down there with no problems, no interference. Cool. Out of the T, you go across to the other side. To the right bank carburetor. You get the same fitting for hooking up your Dash 6 A&M fitting. Cool. All right. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for today. That is the wrap up on the A&M fitting install on the engine, and also an overview of Goose's fuel system. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe below and to share this content with your friends. Don't forget to check out the description as well. There's a lot of good information there. If you're looking for some of these parts for your fuel system, check out the description because I'll have them all listed and broken down in that area. If you have questions, don't forget to hit me up in the comments and or join the Facebook group to ask questions there. All right, guys, guess what? Guess what? We reached 1,000 subscribers. Actually, we're over 1,000 subscribers. It's fantastic. I'm not going to do a crazy dance like some of the other guys out there. Doing the crazy, I reached 1,000 dance. Going bananas, because that's what we get. I got an email from YouTube with a bunch of bananas. When you try to say something, YouTube. But honestly, guys, thank you to everybody out there, all my new subscribers, all of my subscribers that have been there from the beginning. I wouldn't have done this without you guys. I was happy when I reached 50 subscribers, but now we've got 1,000, and actually, we're well over 1,000, and I wouldn't be there without you guys. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. On a side note, on an extra special note, thank you to all of the veterans out there and all of our active duty military. Thank you for doing everything that you do to support us and to take care of our freedom. We would definitely not have anything without you guys. So appreciation, gratitude. Prior military, if you know anybody that's prior military or that is currently serving, reach out to them and tell them how much you are grateful for everything that they do. All right, guys. Enjoy your weekend. This is Jason with JWClassicVW, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.